Why modern dating standards are delusional. It's a pretty common idea today, at least within the manosphere, that women have unrealistic dating standards, that they want and think they can get a certain kind of guy. But if you check the stats, the guy that women think they can get with is really less than 1% of the population. The problem is obvious. This is the same as the metaphorical seller's market. If there are far more buyers than sellers, then the sellers can dictate the terms of the sale. They can be extremely picky in who they choose to sell to. This means a guy who really is less than 1% of the population will have a huge pool of women to choose from, which means he is going to have some very, very high standards. Standards that, unfortunately, most of the women that want to be with him don't have. But here's the thing. This doesn't just apply to women. This applies to men as well. Just like women, men have an idealized version of their dream girl. And if men were honest with themselves, this dream girl is also less than 1% of the population. And just like a 1% guy can dictate terms, a 1% girl can dictate terms. It doesn't really matter what the specific characteristics are of the 1% guy or the 1% lady. What's different today compared to a couple of decades ago is that both men and women actually believe they have a shot at a 1% man or lady, which means that people don't get together with people that they can get together with. They wait for that 1% person that they falsely believe they can get together with. Now, it's probably true that women are much more likely to wait for that 1% man than men are to wait for the 1% woman. And it's easy to understand why. Women get a lot more attention in general than men do. And it's easy to believe that that attention validates their ability to one day get with a 1% guy. But attention comes from men in two flavors, short-term and long-term. And to the extent a woman is active in social media and online dating, most, if not all, of the attention she is getting is short-term interest. This is not the same as long-term interest from men. This is a potential devastating mistake a woman can make today. For many women, the only long-term attention they get from men, meaning men that are interested in them for a long-term relationship, comes from men that they aren't interested in. But because they continue to get tons of attention from men, they believe that one day they can find that 1% guy. And all they have to do is wait until that 1% guy comes along. For men, it's a little bit of a different dynamic. Since men rarely get any attention from women, whenever a man does get attention from a woman, he hangs on for dear life and does anything he can to keep that attention. Now, it sounds like I'm trashing men, but this is the way that it's always been. Before social media, the only attention anybody got from anybody was from people that you interacted with in real life. So when you did find somebody that gave you some positive romantic attention and they were good enough, you hooked up together and you lived a life together. People would hook up, build a life together, and live happily ever after. But social media and online dating has changed everything. It gives both men and women an overestimation of the opportunity costs. Opportunity costs are what you can't get when you decide on what you want. Back in the old days, opportunity costs were very few. If you found somebody that you liked and they liked you, there wasn't dozens of people waiting in the wings just in case. But today, it's really hard to simply ignore all the attention you're getting from social media and online dating. Another idea is the concept of commitment and consistency, a persuasive law described in Dr. Cialdini's book, Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. This law says that we tend to do what we tend to do. The longer we do something, the harder it is to not do that thing. So if anybody has a habit of hookup or serial monogamy or getting into a relationship and then bailing out at the first sign of trouble, it's a hard habit to break. If you combine that with the false belief that you can one day get with a 1% person, that makes it very, very difficult to build and maintain a healthy relationship. And this describes the dating dumpster fire that we see today. But there is hope. If you do you want to create and maintain a healthy long-term relationship, consider the following ideas. 1. Get off social media and online dating completely. Resolve to only meet people in real life. Yes, this does sound terrifying to a lot of people, but this will force you to enhance your social skills, which will be very, very beneficial. Next, take a hard look at your criteria. If you truly are a 1% person, then you can find another 1% person. But if you aren't, maybe consider that you are chasing an imaginary unicorn. Consider the harsh idea that the value you get from the dating market is equal to the value you provide to the dating market. Continue to build your skills, your value, and your ability to meet people in real life. Keep your criteria reasonable, and before you know it, you'll find yourself in a happy, healthy, long-term relationship. To learn more about human nature and human dynamics so you can thrive in today's dating market, please visit mindpersuasion.com. Check out the links below. And because we make videos almost every day, please subscribe so you can continue to learn more. Let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching.